I'd like to believe so hard that people have to go through 3 procedures before being able to publish their Fnaf fan game. Number 1, anything related to audio, whether that be audio cues, ambience, or maybe even music. They need to know when to use audio cues correctly, they need to know how to make good ambience, and they need to know when to loop their music if necessary. Also, they should really check all their mechanics and see if they work or not. If you just add something, never playtest it, and then just publish it, you'll get such a shit game no one wants to play it. And to follow up the last one, number 3, make the game understandable. Now, why am I even talking about all of this? Well, lots of Fnaf games that I've played in the channel before have these type of things. Have good mechanics, have good ambience, have good sound cues, and it's just overall very fun to play. But there's one Fnaf game that throws every single thing that I just said out of the window. Well, actually one thing, and that's the last thing I mentioned. Making the game understandable is peak for making your game fun. Adding too much shit in one game makes your game feel like it's just a job at that point. What game am I talking about? Post Shift 2. Post Shift 2 had an original game called Post Shift, but no, we really don't care about that. That one's okay. But Post Shift 2 is just out of this world complicated. So complicated, I'll put it upon myself to tell you guys every single one of these animatronics mechanics. So, Lucky, if you would please. Right. Remnant Chica. Night 2 and 3. By the time Remnant Chica spawns, how do you temporary aisles and temporary aisles? Gap down shelves. Put in the shelves. Take lots of doorways. You don't want to leave it out. Where am I going? That's the big organization. Make your way to my instruction. That's how it feels to read the instructions of this game. It's everywhere. You don't understand anything. Now really, this game is super complicated. It should at least give us something to communicate with us about the mechanics of every single enemy or obstacle that we're facing. And that problem has such a simple solution. It really does. Every single other game that I've played that has FNAF-like content gives us a phone call, because that's what we were introduced the very first game we've ever played. But we don't even get that. We don't even get a single phone call explaining a single mechanic in this damn game. And it's not like they don't even have voice acting. Like in the very first beginning of the game, they give you this dialogue between 2 characters, Remnant Bonnie and a random person. And this goes on for a bit. And don't get me wrong, the dialogue between these 2 is pretty cool. Like, they talk about like repairing this guy, whatever, and Remnant Bonnie is just not having it. But the moment you step in the night, they give you paragraphs after paragraphs of text so that you can read and figure it out yourself. It's so annoying, and that's a way that people lose interest in your game. But okay, sure, whatever. Sure, the game doesn't give you a phone call, and it gives you lots of paragraphs to figure it out yourself. Whatever. It can get worse, right? Maybe the game mechanics are better, even though you have to read them. Maybe you have good game mechanics, right? Man, there's only so much I can try to fight for this damn game. Like seriously, there's not a ton that's good about this game, other than, I guess, the animation. But man, I wish the mechanics were just a bit better, just to make up for the paragraphs that you had to read beforehand. It's not at all. Just because you are forced to read every single thing that you have to do for the night, doesn't mean that it's easy. At all. You have 3 rooms. I guess 3 rooms. Actually, I don't even know how much rooms there is, god damn it. But there is a lot of fucking rooms in this first night. And a lot that happens in this first night. For example, there's Remnant Foxy. Or is it Minotaur Foxy? No, I don't know. But for this animatronic, guess what you need to do? No, you don't flash him. No, you don't close the door, because there's no doors in sight. No, you gotta take out a tablet that you have to figure out how to use on your own and type in a whole ass fucking sentence that the guy tells you to do. Yes, it's unique. Sure, that's the only thing I can give you. It's unique. But other than that, this fucking mechanic sucks. It's super stressful and it doesn't work half of the time because the buttons are so small and you're stressed out and you die most of the time. And that's not even the worst part. Yeah, sure, after that he's gone. But lots of these mechanics are very stupid. Like for example, Chica. Chica is honestly one of the most simplest out of all of these. And that's kind of surprising. Chica will let out a little light down in a hole, and if the light turns out yellow, you have to send down a drone to stop her. That's the only thing I can give you. I can't understand anything else. I mean, I guess Freddy, you have to find him in a short amount of time, but surely after the night, they give you a cool rest or whatever, or piece of lore. If a minigame is a lore bit, then sure, yeah, it does. But usually these minigames are beatable. Take an example like Candies, or actually how about Candies 2? Candies 2 gives you multiple minigames after each night, giving you guys more lore about what's happening in the game. For example, first you start off as the chimpanzee, I'm pretty sure his name is Chimp, and you go and walk around the entire restaurant and yada yada and etc. Each night goes and shows you more about the lore of the game. But I can't say the same for this fucking game. Yes, they give you a minigame after the night, but goddamn does this explain absolutely nothing. But goddamn, this is not a break. This minigame is constructed so poorly. The minigame consists of you trying to escape some purple guy. What a shocker. However, this minigame is so, and I mean so, RNG. I'm sorry, but this game just keeps getting worse. And we're only in the first part. Yes, there is 2 parts in this game. Post-shift part A and post-shift part B. Post-shift part A containing the first 3 nights and post-shift part B containing the rest of the nights. Why did they do that? Don't ask me. And moving towards that, if you're able to beat this damn minigame 3 times, you are now moving on to part B of this fucking game. Which, may I tell you right now, this entire game is completely different, with new rooms and everything. Each night introduces a different room. Night 4 puts you in an area where you have to monitor a screen, which has a game that you also have to play, but also has a Balloon Boy character creeping up on you behind you as time goes on, as well as 2 puppets that you have to deal with. After night 4, you gotta go into a completely different room. Night 5 puts you in a room called Lab, where you have to face all the remnant animatronics. The remnant animatronics are more of the broken animatronics. Remember Remnant Bonnie in the beginning of the video? Yeah, this image is just a very broken animatronic. Think about the Fnaf 2 characters, but very withered. Either way, this entire section is super complicated, and even looking at some gameplay, I really don't know how this night works. You have to use the same tablet that you used on Miniature Foxy to get him away for these animatronics as well. However, each animatronic has different types of things that you have to do with this tablet. For example, you have to match what you're hearing and click the right button for, I'm pretty sure, Freddy or Bonnie. And for the rest, I don't know. This entire section is very complicated and I don't understand why, but it's night 5 and you're at the home stretch. And usually night 5 is the last night that you have to deal with other than the 6th night. And that's exactly what you have to do. After night 5, you're not done, which this night fits its title so well. Its title of the night is called Hell, or I guess Your Hell. You have to go through a lot, and I mean a lot. It's so complicated and so confusing, and you have to survive for a very long time, dealing with a ton of animatronics. After you're finished with that night, it's finally over. The game that you started maybe one day ago is finally done. All the hard work you put in to make it here. You've completed part A and you've completed part B. All you're left is with the extras, thinking about what you have accomplished playing this game and making it through the end. And with that, we conclude why this game is one of the hardest FNAF games ever, and why it's super complicated, and why it was deleted 5 hours after it was posted, but re-uploaded because, well, the game is the game and they really can't change that. And this game has very unique mechanics. It's still such a good FNAF game, even though most people who play this never reach the end because of the sheer complex mechanics. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please subscribe and like and comment whatever you want me to do next. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. And please, follow my procedure if you're ever gonna make a FNAF fan game, so that these type of games don't happen often. Although it's not bad, I would like to have a good time playing it. See ya.